This is a walkthrough for the OCR Paper 3 Foundation. It's from June 2024 and it is a calculator paper. Write down the mathematical name of this solid. Choose from the list in the box. So the list is cone, cube, cylinder, prism, sphere. It's actually a triangular prism, so it's a prism. Part B. The diagram shows a cuboid. How many edges does the cuboid have? Okay, so the edges join the corner together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The cuboid has dimensions 10 by 7 and 5. Work out the volume. To get the volume of the cuboid, you just multiply all the dimensions together. So 10 times 7 times 5 is 350 centimetres cubed. Table shows the weight of each ingredient used to make 5.5 kilograms of concrete. Complete this table to show the weight of each ingredient used to make 44 kilograms of the same concrete. Let's find the actual question. Oh, no, the question is complete the table. Complete this table to show the weight of each ingredient used to make 44 grams of the concrete. Okay, we can already see here from the weight of the cement we're multiplying by 8. I'm just going to check that here. 5.5 times 8 is 44. So to get the gravel, we do 3 times 8, which is 24. Just use your calculator. 1.5 times 8 for the sand is 12. 3A, use your calculator to work out. Okay, so if you have a calculator like this, we need a power button to do 6 to the power 4. So 6, and then you scroll, use the arrows to scroll to the power 4 is equal to 1,296. That's the answer to the first one. Next one, square root 529. There's your square root button, 529, 23. Complete this statement to make it correct. Give your answer as a number in ordinary form. The cube root of something is 12. So we need to work out what 12 cubed is. (1,728). So the cube root of 1,728 is 12. Watch costs £270.50. The exchange rate is $1 to 83 pence. Calculate the price of the watch in dollars. So from dollars to pence or pounds, you times by 0.83. So to convert back from pounds to dollars, we divide by 0.83. We have £270.50 pounds. We need to convert it into dollars. So as you can see, we need to divide by 0.83. $250. Work out 2/3 of 103, correct to 1 decimal place. I'm going to work out a third first. To work out 1/3, you split it between 3. We're dividing it by 3. Again, use your calculator, and you can see you can get 34.3 recurring. So I want 2/3, and we have 1/3 here. To work out 2/3, I need to multiply that value by 2. That's 68.6 recurring, which rounds to 68.7 to 1 decimal place. Write 400 metres as a fraction of 2 kilometres. So our units are inconsistent at the moment. We need to have them both in the same unit. I'm going to go with metres. 2 kilometres is 2,000 metres. We times it by 1,000. So we need to write 400 metres as a fraction of 2,000 metres. How do I simplify? Divide by 10, divide by 10 gives us 4 out of 20. I can divide both of those by 2 because they're both even numbers, which gives us 2 over 10. I can divide both of those because they're even numbers to give us 1 over 5. Finlay and Gabby share £14 in the ratio 1:3. Write down the letter of the correct calculation to work out Gabby's share. So, because we've got 4 parts altogether, got 1 part and 3 parts, we do 14 divided by 4 to work out what each part's worth. So that's the same as working out a quarter of 14. Once you'd work out a quarter of 14, to work out Gabby's share, because Gabby's got 3 lots, we then times that by 3. So a quarter, 3 lots of a quarter is 3/4. So it's this one here. See, 3/4 of 15. Sorry, 3/4 times 14. Work out Finley's share. Okay, so as discussed for part A, we've got 1 part to 3 parts. 14 divided by 4 to work out each part, 3.5. So each box here is worth 3.5. Finlay is on the left hand side here. 3.5, £3.50. Circle has radius 8 centimetres. Work out the area of the circle. I'm just going to draw a picture of what is going on here. We have a circle. Got a radius of 8. How do we work out the area of a circle? Pi times radius squared. Pi times 8 squared. £201.06, which rounds to 201.1. Kai buys some keyrings. Each keyring costs £1.19. Kai pays with a £20 note and buys the largest number of keyrings possible. How much change does Kai receive? I'm just going to do 20 divided by £1.19 to work out how many keyrings can be bought in total. 16.8, which is a maximum of 16. So he's bought 16 keyrings. So what's 16 times £1.19? Is £19.04. He pays with a £20 note. So £20 minus £19.04 is 96 pence. So either 0.96 or you might just write 96 pence. Question 9. When Layla walks to school, she always takes 28 minutes. When Layla cycles to school, her speed is double her walking speed. One day, Layla leaves home at 8:20 and cycles to school. Find the time Layla arrives at school. Okay, so when she's walking, it takes her 28 minutes. If she's going double as fast, we need half the amount of time. So when she cycles, it's going to be 14 minutes because she's going faster. So 20 minutes add 14 minutes is 34. So the answer is 8:34. On another day, Layla cycles halfway to school. She walks the rest of the way at her normal walking speed. Find out how many minutes Layla takes to get to school on this day. Okay, so the whole distance is 14 minutes cycling. So she does half of that, 7 minutes. She does 7 minutes of cycling. And she's walked half the distance to school. So I'm just going to put cycle. She's going to walk the rest. We've only got half the distance to go. To walk the whole way takes her 28 minutes. So we need to halve that to get 14 minutes. And if we add those together, 14 add 7 is 21 minutes in total. Simplify. H times H times H times H is H to the power 4. If it was H, add H, add a H, add H, it'd be 4H. Factorise fully. So what's the highest common factor of 3 and 12? It's 3. What else is common to them both? G. What do we multiply 3G by to get 3FG? F. What do you multiply 3G by to get 12G? 4. Choose a word from this list which best describes each statement. An equation has an equals in it. An expression is like a mixture of letters and numbers. So it could be an expression. A formula is equal to something. A term is not a mixture. It's really like something about itself, like 3x. An identity, and it gives you true statements on each side of the equation. And an inequality has one of these signs. So this is an expression. And here, because x plus 1 times x plus 2 is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2, we call it an identity. At an adventure park, all children participate in 3 activities, choosing exactly 1 activity from each of 3 options. 1, football or golf. 2, bowling or climbing. 3, rafting or swimming or tennis. On one Monday morning, 100 children visited the adventure park. The frequency tree shows the number of children choosing some of the activities. Okay, first question is to fill in the rest of this frequency tree. So we know there are 100 children altogether. So if 45 choose football, 100 minus 45 is 55. So we've got 55 choosing golf. We could have added 35 and 20, gives us the 55 too. Okay, what other numbers can we fill in here? We know 20 need to be split between rafting, swimming and tennis. So 20, take away 9, take away 4, gives us 7 left over here. If we add tennis, swimming and rafting here, 6 plus 5 plus 12, we get 23. Climbing and bowling have to add up to 45. So 45 minus 23 is 22. Which then rafting, swimming and tennis needs to add up for 22. So 22 minus 11 minus 3 gives you 8 for tennis. Now, from our frequency tree here, we can start answering these questions. Which was the most popular activity out of rafting, swimming and tennis? Let's add up the total amount of students that chose rafting. 11 plus 12 plus 5 plus 9 is 37. The total for swimming, 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 7. And tennis, 8 plus 6 plus 25 plus 4, 43. So tennis is the most popular because more students chose tennis. Out of the 100 children, one of the 100 children is picked at random. Find the probability that this child chose bowling. So 22 add 35 is 57 out of 100. Alex says 45% of all children coming to the adventure park chose football. What assumption has Alex made? I'm just go back to this question. So 45 out of these 100 children. Let me just go back to the question though. At an adventure park, all children participate in 3 activities, choosing exactly one activity each of the 3 on a Monday morning, 100 people. So it's just on the Monday. So what are we assuming here? That these 100 children are representative of all children who attend the park, the ones who visited on the Monday morning. Okay, next question. Question 13. I missed out a question here. No, here we are on question 13. Jane and Coffee both have the same number of newspapers to deliver. By 8 a.m, Jane has delivered 64% of her newspapers. Coffee has delivered 5/8 of his newspaper. Who has delivered the greater proportion of their newspapers? It's easier to compare if they're both in percentages, fractions, or decimals. Let's convert 5/8 to a percentage. That line means divide. 5 divided by 8 is 0.625. Multiplied by 100 is 62.5%. So we have 62.5% and 64%. Who has delivered the greater proportion of their newspapers? So it's Jane, because 64% is higher than 62.5%. Work out the smallest possible number of newspapers that Jane must deliver. So 64%. Let's get it as a fraction. Because they have the same number of newspapers to deliver. That's not equal to it. Sorry, let me just write. Kofi is 5/8. So we can't make 5/8 into 100 without creating a decimal as a denominator. So it can't be 100 newspapers. If I simplify 64 over 100, I get 16 over 25. So we want the lowest common multiple of 8 and 25. 50 is not a multiple of 8, neither 75, neither is 100. 125 isn't. You can check to see if one of these are multiples of 8 by dividing them by 8. 150. We just check that. 150 divided by 8. No, it's a decimal. 175. 200. 200 divided by 8 is 20. Yeah, so 200 does divide by 8, so it's got to be 200. A number n is given as 2.6 truncated to one decimal place. Complete the error interval for n using a number and a symbol. So what does truncate mean? Truncate means you don't round, you literally just cut the number off. So when we complete this error interval, we want the smallest decimal it could have come from on the left hand side. 2.6 is the smallest thing it could have come from. I could add anything here, but as you can see, the smallest thing would just be 2.6, 2.60, which is the same as 2.6. It's left us to write the inequality here. Now the biggest thing it could have come from is this. So it couldn't be anything up to 2.7, but it couldn't be 2.7 because 2.7 would truncate to just 2.7. So you need just a less than. In this question, all measurements are in centimetres. The shaded shape is made by cutting a square from the corner of a rectangle. The length of the rectangle is k. The width of the rectangle is k. The length of the rectangle is 2k. Each side of the square is g. So this is a square. Just note all the same sides of a square. All the lengths of a square are the same. It's a square. Write down the relationship between the length and the width of the rectangle. If the width is k and the length is 2k, the length is 2 times the width. Find an expression for the area of the shaded shape. Give your answer in its simplest form. So to get the area of the shape, it's the area of the full rectangle minus the area of the square here. Okay, the area of the full rectangle, base times height, width times length, would be k times 2k. K times 2k is 2k squared. The area of this square here that's been chopped out has a height of g, a width of g. G times g is g squared. So an expression for the area of the shaded shape is 2k squared minus g squared. Find an expression for the perimeter of the shaded shape. Give your answer in a simplest form. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of the shape. I need to find all my lengths. K is the width, 2k is the length. So what's this measurement here? The whole thing is k, and this little bit here is g. Then it would be k take away g. Got g here, and this would be 2k minus this length of the square, which is g. To find the perimeter, we add up all the dimensions on the outside of the shape, so it's k plus 2k plus k minus g plus G plus G plus 2k minus G. I'm just going to simplify all of that. If I collect my k's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've got 6k. And I've got minus G plus G, 0, plus G minus G, 0. All the G's kind of cancel out and you're just left with 6k. Find the value of k when the perimeter of the shape is 62.4. If I know 6k is the perimeter and that's equal to 62.4, I need to divide both sides by 6. So 6k divided by 6 is 1k, 62.4 divided by 6 is 10.4. K is 10.4. Here is a table of values for y equals 2x squared minus 3x. Our x values and we're given our y values. Draw the graph of y equals 2x squared minus 3x. Here x is 3, y is 9. So 3, now 9 must be exactly between 8 and 10, so it's here. When x is 2, y is 2. 2, 2. When x is 1, y is minus 1. X is 0, y is 0. X is minus 1, y is 5. X is minus 2, y is 14. So, as you can see, it's created this curve. When you join it together, it's got to be a curve. I'll just try and do this the best I can. It is easier with pen on paper. Oops. Got a bit of a wobbly curve here. There we go. The usual graph to find the x coordinates of the graph. The points where the graph of y equals 2x squared minus 3x crosses the line y equals 6. So there we have y equals 6. Along this line, y is always 6. So we've got x is 2.5 here. We just need to read down our x values. X is 2.5 and x is minus 1.2. You might have slightly different answers to be. Riley invests some money in a savings account that pays 4% simple interest per year. So it means simple interest is just 4% of £360 each year. Oh no, it doesn't, because that's not the amount. Let me read the rest of the question first. He gets 4% of the amount every year. After 5 years, the total interest of that Riley's investment has earned is £360. Find the total value of Riley's investment after 5 years. We need to know how much Riley has put into that savings account. After 5 years, it's £360. So 1 year, it'd be 360 divided by 5. So 1 year would be 72. So 72 is 4% of something. 4% represents 72. So we want to work out what all of it is. We're going to work out 1% by dividing this by 4, which is 18. So 100% times this by 10, 180. So the full amount is 180. No, times 100, 1,800. The full amount is 1,800. 4% of 1,800 is 72. So the total amount of his investment, well, he's put in 1,800. He's earned £360 as interest. So we just need to add those values together to get £2,160. And for the last part of this question, we need a statement to prove that triangle PAD is similar to triangle PBC. So could we just show that all 3 corresponding angles are the same? So that's your reason. So 3 corresponding angles are the same. The graph shows households' average daily electricity usage in kilowatt hours. Give 2 reasons why the graph is misleading. Okay, well, if you just have a look at the vertical axis here, there are no, it's not labelled at all. Well, it's got a label on it, but there are no measurements on it. So there's your first reason. So no vertical scale. Let's just look at this horizontal axis. 2021, 2022. Then we've got 2023 spread over 4, like 3 sets of boxes. So can you see the scale is uneven on the x-axis? On the horizontal axis, I'm going to write. Word mathematics is spelt using tiles. The tiles are put into an empty bag. One at a time, 99 children each take a tile at random from the bag. They record the letter and then put the tile back in the bag. Work out how many times the letter M is to be taken from the bag. M, how many M's do we have? 2 out of 11. So we're saying that out of 11 times that the tile is taken out of the bag, 2 of those occasions it'll be an M. So there's 99 children. We need to see what will happen like 99 times. So if we change it to an equivalent fraction, so this is 18, the answer is 18 times. One centimetre on a map represents 150 kilometres in real life. Below is part of the map showing City A and City B. Heidi is planning to walk from City A to City B for charity. Heidi measures the straight line distance on the map from City A to City B accurately as 5 centimetres. Heidi says she will walk from City A to City B at an average speed of 2.5 kilometres per hour for 10 hours per day. Use this information to work out how many days Heidi needs to complete the walk from City A to City B. Okay, so if 1 centimetre represents 150 kilometres, 5 centimetres represents 5 times 150, because every single one of those centimetres is 150 kilometres. So she's going to be walking 750 kilometres from City A to City B. She's walking at 2.5 kilometres per hour for 10 hours. That means every hour she walks 2.5 kilometres, and she's doing that for 10 hours. Let me multiply those values together to get 25. So every day she's walking 25 kilometres. So let's just divide now to work out how many days it will take her. 30. Explain why the information used in part 1 is unlikely, or it is likely, to give an underestimate for the number of days Heidi needs to complete the walk. Well, they've just drawn a straight line for City A to City B. In real life, unlikely to be a straight line. So unlikely to be direct. So in real life, unlikely to be direct, roads and paths unlikely to be straight. Yoshi writes the scale of a map. 1 centimetre represents 150 kilometres as the ratio of 1 to 150. Explain Yoshi's error and write the scale correctly in the form 1 to n. Well, on a scale, it's always centimetres to centimetres. He's not done that. He's done centimetres to kilometres. So we need to work out what 150 kilometres is in centimetres. 150 kilometres, let's get it into metres first. 1 kilometre is 1,000 metres. So we multiply 150 by 1,000, 150,000 metres, sorry. So it's this many metres. We need to convert that now into centimetres. 1 metre is 100 centimetres. So we need to multiply this by 100. So we've got 15 million. So that is the correct answer. And then his error is 150 is in kilometres, not centimetres. The diagram shows a regular pentagon made using 10 congruent right angle triangles. So congruent means exactly the same, and we know they're right angle triangles. The length of one side of the pentagon is 12 centimetres. Show that the area of the pentagon is 247.75, correct to 2 decimal places. How do we work out the area of a triangle? It's base times height divided by 2. If I just take out one of these right angle triangles, you can see the base here is half of 12, which is 6 centimetres. How do we work out height? Well, when you see right angle triangles, you should be thinking Pythagoras or SOHCAHTOA. It's unclear which it is at the moment. Pythagoras, you need at least 2 lengths to find out the third. So it doesn't look like it's Pythagoras. SOHCAHTOA, we need an angle. We can actually work out this angle here. Angles around a point add to 360. 360 divided by 10, because it's 10 triangles, is 36. We want to work out the height. We've got opposite, we've got adjacent, tan. You might work out yours in a slightly different way. Tan 36 equals opposite over adjacent. I know we need to divide. 6 divided by tan 36. 8.258 is the height. To work out the area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2. Gives us 24.77. I need to multiply this by 10, because there are 10 congruent triangles. 2 decimal places gives me 247.75. Part B, the regular pentagon is the base of a pyramid. The pyramid has volume, 450 centimetres cubed. The perpendicular height of the pyramid is h centimetres. Calculate the value of h. Volume of a pyramid is third times area base times perpendicular height. Okay, so we know a third times, well, we know the area of the base of this pyramid here, times height, which we don't know, which we need to find out, is equal to 450. So now we just need to solve this equation. So I'm going to work out a third times 247.75. You can just use the fraction button on your calculator. I'll show you how to do this. So there's your fraction button. Scroll down, times 275.75. Okay, 91.916 recurring. Let me just write that down. Okay, so I've worked out the third times 247.75. I know that times h is 450. How do I get h by itself? I need to divide both sides by 91.96 recurring, which gives us h is 4.9. Last question, 23a. Two numbers a and b are written as a product of prime factors. A equals 2 times 3 times 7 squared. B equals 2 cubed times 7. I'm just going to put the information in a Venn diagram because that helps you find the HCF and LCM. HCF is anything that occurs in both. So A is 2 times 3 times 7 times 7. B is 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. So what occurs in both? 7 needs to go in the overlap. And we've got a 2 that occurs in both. Needs to go in the overlap. What else have you got in A? 3 and 7. What else have you got in B? 2 and 2. HCF is 7 times 2, which is 14, but we want the LCM, which is every number just multiplied. So 3 times 7 times 7 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1176. Just going to double check that. Okay, the number r is written as the product of its prime factors. R equals 2 times 3 squared times 5 times k. Highest common factor of r and another number p is 26. 26 written as a product of prime factors is 2 times 13. So that is a HCF. And seeing as HCF is anything that occurs in both, k has to be 13.